Hi there everybody and welcome to my first base tour for Valheim. I'm Ic0n and this is actually Mrs. Ic0n's first base. I'm showcasing this, giving you a little base tour around our first home we built together. Well, she did the building, I did the resource gathering to most parts. We did that together, but the building stuff was hers. And since this world will be gone in a few days, I felt like I wanted to show you this little home before it passes away. This base is entirely built out of wood, and I'd say time invested was something between 15 to 30 hours. So let's get started, shall we? We got this wonderful little entrance door, and this base was home to 3 people, or should I say 2.5, because the third person had his own base. So this is our junk pile, say hi. And over here, let's get over to the bees. This is the apiary, followed by the carrot fields, followed by even more bees. The honey production with this is insane. There's never a shortage of meat ingredients. Here's our cart we were using for most of the times. And let's get into our little storage building. This is probably the part I was least happy with, but it worked quite well. The only thing I really would do differently nowadays would be the usage of signs. Back in the day we didn't use signs too much, but you know, we could have already just built something like that, and that would have been done a lot. We store here, well, as you see, all manner of different things, and this is probably the least interesting building. The most interesting fact about this building is that this was already here when we started. So if you were wondering how the greens came here, my wife loved them, so she wanted to keep them, and so we had our little storage hut here. So this was the first building of the base we built ourselves, basically. So first living room with a little fireplace with a chimney leading up here. I'm going to give you a bit of an insight here how it's built. So this is how it worked, that little chimney thingy. And let's get right over here to the workplace. We're going to walk around the outsides here, so 1 smelter, 1 kiln. This whole base was very compact and small. For my personal opinion, a tad bit too small, as you see here, but we were just starting out, not knowing how massive Valheim tends to be. Here's the forge with all the necessary things. A little chest right next to the forge, usually storing the metals in their refined state. Here's the chest for the raw metals, so you have everything sweet and compact together, because metals are just way too heavy. Inside here goes the, well, the odd stuff, or workbenches living here, the stonecutters tables living here, and one upstairs here. This was once the living room of a third player who moved away then, so we didn't really use this building except for the workbench here. This is, well, the outsides here are really awesome, judging from my personal opinion. And this is now more or less the centerpiece of the space, the great hall of the space. You see here the chimney, the little dragons. Let's go from the backside, and you see the portals were living here in the base all over, and probably the thing we would have organized next if we wouldn't have moved to the next world after that. So over here is the piggy pen, but sadly there's only 1 boar left, because there was a dragon attack a few minutes before I started to do this video, so rip piggies. So let's get into the big hall here, shall we? You see these things here, these X's are stitched onto the walls, if you were asking how that griddle look was happening. These were normal walls with griddle panels stitched on that. So this is probably the most wonderful room she created for this space, so let's close the door. We got here our meat fermentation, a little bit of this and that. These are item stands. It's looking really lively here. And this is the cooking place. We got our pretty much only reinforced chest of the base here. And here we did most of the cooking and brewing, and all these items mounted with item stands, some trophies, some equipment we grew out of, and there's a banner. And up here is the private living area, where we had our personal chests right and left next into the beds, and yellow mushrooms. These are courtesy to of our third player, who had the idea that you can use the bioluminescence of these. It's really looking neat. I really like that. And last but not least, the swamp key. So that was our first base we were using here for Valheim, and well, I liked this one. It was way too small to work for a large-scale operation, but it was one of those things that just grew naturally on us. And I gotta say, I feel like my wife did an awesome job with all the stuff here. So let's feature that chimney one more time. Also the roof constructions, and yeah, that's about it. This space brought us well past well into the silver stage. This world would have had its next stage on the plains, and that was the point where we had to abandon the space because it was nice and snuggly and such, but certainly not enough for our growing needs. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to leave a comment down below. My wife would be very, very happy if you would be sharing some ideas, thoughts, or whatever. Well, I am too, because I really love to live here as well, and I gotta say, we fetched a ton of resources for that. And a like or a subscribe to the channel would be deeply appreciated, of course, as well. And if you like that content, just check out my channel. You'll find plenty of stuff like this there. Some Valheim tutorials and generally sandbox gaming, base building, strategy gaming. That's all stuff I love to do. And see you guys next time. Bye-bye.